it kind of makes me think of Highland. I don't know why. Anyway.
People are going to vote for it now.
Oh no. Subliminal messaging. Okay, so guys, here we are. As voted by you, game number 4, which is Highland. Of the BBQ Empires Best of 9 Bonanza between Hasan and Ra. Over to the top right of the map, playing in blue as the Mayans, we do have ourselves Mr. Ra.
And over on the left, we have Sir Hasan playing in the red as well as the Mayans.
Yeah, and map, of course, Highland. So, we are going to have a pretty, I hope, interesting game on this one. Highland is such a cool map, actually. I've seen so many different kind of styles on this map where players have decided to make an early landing, go across and, you know, build siege and archers on the other side. There are a lot of options for possibilities available.
Exactly, I've seen a lot of my favorite games actually played on this, not to exclude, of course, the double bore steal we saw during the COT, I believe, and that was absolutely hectic, but still, this is shaping up like it should be a good game.
Yeah, I was gonna say that about that. It was Eagles cheat and it was some Brazilian
I think it might have been alive in Mallory straight off the top of my head. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it might have been alive actually, and you know, getting that double bore steal kind of fun. Looking at the bore positions for Ra here though, I actually got really confused because there's a bore right up in the north of the map, just kind of sitting there. And I thought that was Ra's bore for a minute. I was like, no, it's not Ra's bore. He has 2 bore closer, but. Kind of funny either way.
Saying that though, Hasan's already over there with the eagle. I'm kind of hoping he grabs this boar on the front of Ra right now.
Well, we'll see what he does. I kind of think to myself that he is no stranger to laming, and he's heading straight towards that boar now. Let's see if he decides to steal it. Of course, Eagle Warriors, in the words of Feage, Eagle Warriors aren't scouts, they are boar stealers.
Boar stealers.
So,
he's seen it.
He's seen it. Is he going to go for it? It looks like he's going to be a little bit of a gentleman here and actually not go for it. He's got the opportunity, though. He's still got that opportunity there. Ra going to take it, and Raiden Hasan could interfere.
No.
Nah.
He might try and lame the villager, though.
No, he's going to
Yes, he is! No. He tried, and it didn't work.
He's going to be fine.
But Loom already done, anyway.
Yeah, going to get in there, and going to be absolutely safe. Taking that first boar in, no problem at all. Ra not scouting over Hasan's side just yet. Hasan pretty safe at home. Going to be taking those boar now, and I don't think Ra is going to steal. He does not strike me as that kind of guy, so...
I know, it's really a type of personality thing. You can kind of tell. You'd be like, nah, he's not a boar stealer.
Yeah, you know, he's too nice to steal boar. He's too nice. I don't know, either way, gonna stick up that dock right now, and Hasan likely to do the same in just a moment as well. Of course, they will most likely be building a few fishing ships during the Dark Age, and it is usually to some extent worth it. There are a few big fish in here, and I tell you what, Hasan's dock placement there couldn't be any better, really, in terms of that big fish.
Yeah, looking absolutely perfect there. He's got the 2 right in front of him, plus 1 over to the right. Looking at Ra, though, he really doesn't have a lot of big fish around him, actually.
No, he's got a shorefish there and a few up to the north. Really,
you know, it's a shorefish.
Yeah, kind of unlucky placement on that, I've got to say. So Ra not going to get the most out of his dock and his fishing ships there. But either way, Hasan here starting to wall it up, and you know, we'll probably see a few galleys coming out on the water. Sometimes you see fast castles and fire ships to take the middle. Other times you see landings in feudal and archer rushes or castle age and then crossbow rushes coming in on the land. Either way, there's a lot of options open here, and it's not just going to be an all-out water war.
Yeah, that's it, and it's pretty much what we're aiming for in this. All-out water wars can be quite annoying to watch. Well, not annoying, but they get a bit stagnant. I feel like that's the best word for it in a water war. Yeah, they can get a bit stagnant. We've tried to use mainly hybrid maps to give as many options as possible.
Oh, I agree. I think, you know, that first game, I suppose you could almost class that as a water map, because the entire, the entirety of that game, you're pretty much playing for the water. But because of the gold location, how little gold you have, it really forces you to play it differently, which is kind of what it makes it a little bit more interesting to watch, I feel.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Just looking at the maps right now, though, it looks like Ra does have his main gold on the front there, a little bit open. I don't think that's going to be any trouble, though, because Hasan has walled up, so it looks like he could be playing a little bit more defensive here. And Hasan's gold, not looking like the best gold, because, of course, he is going to have a little bit of trouble with saturation there.
I was thinking the same. At the very start, I looked at that and I thought, he's not got many faces available. Either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's about 10 faces available on that gold. But, there's quite a lot locked up in those trees there. But either way, they're walled up now. And the only way they're really going to be harassed on their gold spots is if a landing comes in. So I don't think that's really going to be too likely. We'll see what happens next, though, because they are both up to Feudal. Ra, a fraction of a second ahead. And he has a villager sort of standing by in the center here to build that second dock.
Yeah, it looks like we know exactly what he's doing. There's been a pretty crazy Eagle War, micro war going on for the hill advantage there. It looks like the Ra has been out microed there a little bit.
Yeah, running away. And, he may as well take this opportunity to actually scout Hasan and see exactly where he is, rather than losing his Eagle for nothing.
Exactly.
I would certainly head over to Ra's, Hasan's side of the base map right now, just check it out. But if we have a look, Hasan there leaving that ball behind and everything, just to make sure he does a nice galley rush in the center. Both of them, going with that.
Are looking pretty close right now. Both players up to the feudal age, double dock for both of them. And really, we're just going to have to see what happens from here, because like we've said, this is a map. There's just so many options, but it looks like Ra putting down a third dock, and same goes for Hasan. Looks like they're committing to the galleys in the center.
Yeah, and, with good reason as well. I mean, if you can take this middle area, then you can cover this this sort of shallow area in the middle. You can also have the opportunity to prevent a landing. So that's why if you're going to make a landing, you make it earlier on. But even so, I think going for galleys is probably the best thing you can do in this situation. But only for so long, because eventually, your opponent can put a castle up on the shore, and they can break through. But it is nice to have that control.
There is only so many fish in the sea in this kind of play here. So really, it's pretty much goes past its use by date very quickly. Like we can see, there's only 3 big fish there for Raiden, and that's when the real eco bonus of having it just gets knocked off, and it comes down to the fact you can just land so easily and prevent the landing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, of course, having those bigger fish going to be a much better for their economies. But as you say, there's so little in there that it eventually just become useless to you, and the fishing ships kind of dead weight in a sense. But not really. I mean, you could make fish traps, but again, it's risky because they can get taken out so easily.
And of course, they are quite expensive.
I suppose you get the wood back, but I mean, you'd rather not have to spend that in the first place.
Exactly.
But 4th dock from Ra now. Interesting that he's putting up that 4th one. Hasan's still on the 3.
Yeah, going up with a blacksmith and fletching already, though.
Okay, so he's going to get earlier fletching again, and, well, Hasan has fletching now, so...
Oh, wow, that galley micro there was really nice.
Not bad at all. I mean, considering that Hasan has fletching here, Ra, nice job getting in there and doing what he did. But even so, it's 4 docks versus 3, and in theory, Ra should start to be pulling ahead here, providing he can maintain galley production from all 4.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to Hasan just being a confident micro player right now, and I don't know if he was expecting the 4th dock or not from Ra, but he's definitely seen it now, so he's going to have to really make a decision here.
He has seen it, and yeah, I mean, he could probably trust in his micro skills at this stage to kind of pull himself ahead a little bit. I don't know, though. He's going for the fishing ships now, and he's probably going to go back after that. Losing a few galleys in the process, though. Man, he's taking a lot of losses there.
Ouch.
Getting really caught out. And that was risky for him. Really risky.
I don't know if it paid off either. He did lose the take out the 2 fishing ships there, but a lot of galleys gone. And honestly, Ra's going to be able to push right through this in a minute.
Yeah, he's got quite a few galleys in there that are on very low HP, but the fact is, I mean, those fishing ships were only taking shorefish anyway. I mean, the shorefish are about to run out now as well, so for Ra, he wasn't really going to get much use out of them, and for Hasan to, sacrifice 3 or 4 galleys to take them out, not really worth it, I don't think.
Ooh, and some repairs actually coming in for Ra. I don't usually see this actually on water maps.
He did that a little bit earlier. I like it when he does that. It's really nice to see. Obviously, going to give a little bit more tankiness to those ships, but losing quite a few now. They are really low on health. And in terms of galleys, it's 10 for Ra and 9 for Hasan, so it is pretty much as close as you can get at this stage.
Yeah, considering this that extra dock out for Ra right now, looking really good. But of course, that +1 in range and attack, giving him a little bit of extra room there to be able to micro. And as we've seen in pretty much all the games so far, Hasan is a superb micro player.
Oh yeah, his micromanagement has been really good so far, and it seems to be continuing to stay that way. The thing is now, though, is are either of them going to make a landing or not? I mean, that's the real issue here, because the landing could really turn it around and really change it up. In terms of the galleys in the center, Hasan, I think, getting slightly further ahead here, because he's still on the water, he's still in sort of even in terms of galley count, and he's still only on 3 docks, so...
Transport ship actually coming out from the top dock of Ra right now, so it looks like we will see that landing we've been hoping for.
Yeah, so there we go. Transport ship coming out. Ra, though, does need to push Hasan back, otherwise Hasan will see it. And if he sees the transport, he is going to know what's going on, and, you know, the biggest thing about doing a transport is the element of surprise. And Ra,
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he commits a lot of galleys here just to try and push it back.
Okay, well, he's going to go back there now. Let's see. I don't know. He's going to try and keep it out of sight. And he's going to want to push in at the same time to make sure that Hasan doesn't see it. Only one villager going across, though.
Ooh, getting pushed back very quickly, though. Ooh, looks like he's going to just engage there.
Yeah, he's going to be fine. I think he's going to get his transport over just fine. The question is whether he'll actually be spotted, though. He's going to lose the rest of his galleys in the center. Hasan going to make very, very short work of them. Doing a really nice job. He just seems to melt his opponent's galleys away. And if I was Ra right now, I'd stop these production. There's no point making any more. They're just going to get cut down straight away. But he has got his landing there. He is putting a barracks down, and he's hoping that he's going to be able to do the damage with that. The question is, will he really be able to do it?
Gonna have to delete that transport ship quickly, though. It looks like Hasan is heading that way, but from the luck of Ra we've been seeing in these games, I was honestly expecting that villager to just get killed by a wolf.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen. I don't know. He's got to be careful, you know, because if he doesn't delete that soon and Hasan does see it, Hasan's going to know, and Ra doesn't actually have his archery range up or anything yet, so it's a real risk for him to leave that there.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't delete it straight away. Obviously, it means he wants to try and get some more villagers or some more units over there, but I think at this point that's sitting there, it's just a huge risk considering how much just control Hasan has right now.
It is quite risky, but I don't know. I mean, if Hasan doesn't see it, Ra's going to be in an okay position, actually. That archery range, of course, is going to go up, and he will most likely be upgrading to crossbow there and putting in some crossbows over at Hasan's base. But, you know, those crossbows do a lot of damage to those gold collectors. Really get in the back here, but look at that. Hasan's taking quite a lot of stone there.
Yeah, like you were saying, if those crossbows can just walk in and just go completely down gold, lumber, stone, potentially could do a lot of damage there, especially if they trap the stone miners in. However, I feel like Hasan's going to be a lot quicker than that and be able to deal with this one fairly easily.
I do, but I'm a little bit concerned now because Ra has no wall across the center and he has no water control. So if Hasan wants to walk in there, he can. And he's also nearly got the resources for a castle now, which means plumed archers.
Wow.
And that is going to be nasty.
If that comes down on the Ford Gold as well.
Yeah, exactly. That could be horrible for him. I mean, there's nothing that Ra can do to stop him getting in there, and he's coming forwards with those villagers now. He will have the resources in just a moment. The question is Ra going to be able to do enough damage to Hasan's eco to actually stop him from...
Yeah, we've got to remember as well, back home, Ra has no military buildings. He can't even get any military out to be able to defend from this.
And that castle there, on the front, just going to really wedge Ra into his base. And at that stage, going to be able to pump out plumed archers. The thing is, they are going to be able to run backwards to protect his own eco if he needs it.
Very good positioning there by Hasan. Siege Workshop coming up in the back of Hasan's base, though. Crossbows coming in straight away. Looks like they're going to try and get some damage in here. But again, the same goes for Hasan right now. He's got no military buildings back at home.
Yeah, nothing at all. And those crossbows going to get in there with +2 attack. Going to make very short work of those villagers. As you say, denying that TC as well. Is he going to be able to keep them coming in, though? The thing is now, plumed archers are going to be pretty effective at taking out crossbows. They are a pretty strong unit, and they are so much cheaper as well. So he's going to be able to start producing them from the castle on the front. He can run them back to his own base if he needs to, and stay safe with those. Or, if he can just keep his villagers safe, he could go straight on the offensive and counter it.
Yeah, Hasan has pretty much locked down his base here at the moment with that second town center. Can't really move in there. That gold, though, going to be pretty hard to keep secure right now. So
yeah, no gold it's no gold on the front where that TC was, and as you say, that other gold quite exposed also. So Hasan could be in a little bit of a trouble, well, a little bit of trouble taking gold here, as well as the fact that that mangonel is now coming in for Ra. He is in a perfect position, and Hasan gonna take the gold on the front by his castle. Really good decision to do that, and countering straight away with plumed archers going into Ra's base. So I think Hasan making such a good judgment here, such a perfect sort of decision to just ignore the crossbows in his base, so to speak.
Yeah, both players making a good decision, but this mangonel here is going to be the problem.
The
He's
mangonel
going to have
will
to figure out a way
change
to deal with that.
Well, he's going to go and
It
attack
looks
it with
like
villagers.
villagers.
Not going to be a good answer. Not going to be a good answer at all. Question is, can Ra defend back at home? And it's going to be tough against those plumes. Of course,
I'd say we're basically just going to see who's got the best defensive skills here.
well, it's like a base race almost. Only
Yeah.
Hasan has got an advantage with the fact he has a castle. The problem is he's got nothing, as you say, to defend from this mangonel. And, you know, in time, Ra could take out these TCs pretty easily. If
Yeah, exactly.
There is
There is-
to stop him.
There is nothing that he can do right now to take out those mangonel. He's got to hope really it lands in range of one of those town centers like it did before. But with crossbows behind it, villagers having no chance.
No, not at all. And rather just getting a mangonel squashed by Hasan on the front. Hasan in a similar situation though. He can start to take out villagers, and he will on that gold, starting to whittle away as well at Ra's economy. But Ra here gonna have to be careful because he does have this mangonel, well, this siege workshop back at home, but he's losing so much.
Yeah, losing 3 villagers in that gold pile alone. Gonna have to be careful with the mangonel that comes out from him in a minute. Ooh, could potentially squash it and the plumed archers, but
Okay, it's looking like at this stage that if that mangonel comes out, then Ra could be safe. Oh, is he gonna get it? Okay. So both mangonels down, and Ra could make a dash for this. He could attack the plumed archers. They are quite low. But it's
definitely Buck gonna get a few
Yeah.
free villagers there. 4 free villagers. Wow. This is a trade indeed. Third mangonel in for Ra right now in
Yeah.
that town center.
on this
Wow.
TC here, and with those crossbows behind, Hasan has nothing to stop him. At least Ra has the siege workshop to pump out some mangonels of his own. And if Ra hangs on in there, he might just be able to pull this one off. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. He's relying so much on these mangonels, and I think he was trying to get up a castle in defense as well.
Ooh, is he about to bum rush the mangonels?
Oh, it looks like he is, and the crossbows are out of position. If he can get the
Yes.
crossbows in, then he might be able to pull it off. And oh, man!
Oh, I was
that-
expecting
yeah.
so much more damage there.
I saw all 3 fire at once. I was like, "This is gonna be great," and then it kind of just it
This
didn't.
is gonna be one of those moments.
It wasn't really one of those moments, unfortunately.
I know.
Ra gonna pick off a load more villagers.
Oh wow.
At the same time, though, he's on the run once again. He's really trying to get a castle up back
that
at
was
home.
the big one.
Oh, I missed it.
There we go.
I
There
just
was that
missed it.
moment we were looking for.
Yeah, and that was the 1 second I wasn't watching. But damn, I was watching back at I was watching the plumed archers in Ra's base now. Ra's desperately trying to get a castle up, and he might do it, you know, and, you know, denying so much eco to Hasan at the moment. Hasan still got villagers out on the front, but he's in a bad spot.
Yes, indeed. Here, this is. Oh, it's so tight right now. It's looking like Ra definitely has a better spot economy-wise, but
Oh, yeah.
the castle is up for Hasan. He has been pushing in there like crazy. It's.
He's also
don't
got
know.
more TCs. He's got a TC on the right and on the front taking the gold. So, you know, if he loses the rest of this eco, which it looks like he's about to, he has got a few more TCs to defend, to sort of, you know, keep himself going. But losing 2 TCs, losing so many villagers with that as well, it's not ideal. That's for sure. It's not ideal.
Definitely not a position you want to be in if you have a choice about it. So, there's 1 town center down. Second one going to be down fairly quickly. Going to lose all those villagers on stone, probably.
Yeah, most likely. And you know, when we said, oh, those villagers are going to come in and do a load of damage, not the villagers, I meant the crossbows, I really did not foresee him losing all of this eco, like all of it. Like every single bit. Oh, man!
Oh, 2 mangonels.
Nice
Nearly
shot
a
by
third.
Hasan there, really catching Ra off guard. And, you know, he could get the 3rd as well, and that would be 3 mangonels for 1. And Hasan has the micro to do it. Oh!
Not even for 1.
No.
For nothing.
3 mangonels for nothing. Really good trade. But Ra's brought himself back into this. He really has. Consider that Hasan's score now is probably only ahead because of the amount of galleys he's got in the middle. Aside from that, it's probably pretty close. And it looks to me, if Ra can defend this castle here, he might be in an okay position, actually. Oh, he's not going to do it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Gonna lose that mangonel though, sadly.
Yeah, he could go and bum rush the mangonel of Hasan here, though. Is he not paying attention? I don't know. He's going to lose a lot if he keeps these villagers on this castle.
Yeah, that's 3 already down.
5 or 4, whatever, however many much. Another mangonel out.
As well.
Bad news for Ra there.
Yeah,
the second
potentially
time.
denied the castle again.
Yeah.
This is just a little bit of a repeat, sadly.
The second time. But, I mean, just look at the initial TC from Hasan here. There's like 2 villagers there. That's it.
At 235 HP on that, absolutely crazy.
That's quite amusing to see for sure. But Hasan's still keeping himself in the lead, keeping an advantage. And Ra now defending back at home, but he is in a bit of a better position. Actually, wow, look at the population. It's 46 for Hasan, 70 for Ra at the moment.
Wow, the eco advantage definitely in Hasan's point there, but really, Hasan just had so many just good trades this game.
Yeah,
but saying that, Ra squashing 2 mangonels there for free.
I was going to say, that's just turned it around. Rather, I mean, if you have a look at this, Hasan has 17 galleys on the water, and he's got 45 population.
Wow.
Ra doesn't have any galleys at all. He's got a very small amount of crossbows and mangonels, and he's at 75 at the moment. Also pushing out again at Hasan's base. Castle is going up on the front as well, so his eco will be safe for now. And
it's
not
an interesting game,
yeah.
And yeah, there we go,
GG.
Hasan.
Really nicely done. And you know, that's one of those situations where score does not tell you the game, because Hasan was like ahead that entire time, but in score terms anyway, and Ra took it. Ra took that very nicely. Yeah.
Definitely the damage done by those crossbows and mangonels at Hasan's main base there, that was crazy.
Yeah, he did a lot of damage, and so many mangonels out, and so many bad trades for both of them in a sense, but Ra just managed to keep his eco in top shape, really, managing to defend well enough, and I think that's mostly due to the timing of his attack. He almost forced Hasan back to defend it, and by that time it was too late. He'd already taken out the majority of Hasan's eco, and Hasan wasn't able to get back into it from there, really.
Yeah, it was just... I couldn't believe what we saw there. It was just absolutely massive damage there. We saw his little archery range come up with 1 villager. I wasn't expecting much, but... Definitely impressed.
Yeah, he pulled that one off really well, making it 2-all. And we're about to go to game 5 in just a moment's time, so don't go anywhere.